As more and no more dice in a cool the card! Cards, dig for answers. Let's mulligan this. This one. I think I'm putting back second Stirrings. Lead on Zabaz into Ravager, Hangarback Walker, and then go like Stirrings into the other 2-drop. Yeah, Stone isn't bad against Yawgmoth, but I'd rather have Needle or Cage, if that makes sense. Ever played Pauper? Yeah, I played a lot of Pauper when Treasure Cruise was legal, because it was the last place I could play Treasure Cruise. Okay, we're playing against Yawgmoth now. Happy to have made the last second change, huh? Yeah, so let's play Ravager this turn, and then try to like Stirrings into a Hangarback Walker. Oh, sorry, Walking Ballista. Isn't Stern Dismissal the card you should play now? What deck? In what deck? It loses hard to Halfling for sure. Alflord the 16-month, thank you. But I don't know, like a lot of people like they're only capable of seeing Modern through the lens of blue-white control and Murktide decks with counter spells. Blue decks? I don't know. Yeah, like what blue deck though? Like Omnath, Murktide, blue-white control. So I'm like pretty low on Murktide. I'm kind of low on blue-white control. It's okay though. Oh, wrong. Walker. I guess we get the Ozolith, cast Hangarback Walker, set up for Inkmoth kill next turn. Murktide had his 47% win rate this weekend. Yeah, like every weekend it always has 47% win rate. All the Murktide players, like all the other Murktide players are dumb except me. Okay? All the other Murktide players are awful at playing the deck, except for me. I have a big brain, and I always win. But this is also what every Murktide player says, so it's very confusing. You're probably not beating Yawg this game. Don't think we're getting out of this one. We lost to Living In, which is weird because like of all the meta decks, Living In is your best matchup. We won game 1 despite them doing their thing, and we did mulligan in both sideboard games. Yeah. Let's just go to game 2. Happy to have the extra sideboard card for this matchup. Guess I can bring in the 2 needles, the cage, and I think you bring in both jars. They have so many like forces post board. I also think the rings are probably pretty bad here, where you're really trying to not play the long game against them, and they also are like a 4x Bowmaster deck a lot of the time. Maybe play 1 ring, maybe 0. Down to cut a land, cutting the rings though. I want Stirrings to dig for Ballista. Maybe cut a Patchwork. Patchwork can be pretty bad. Maybe we'll play 1 ring, 2 Patchwork. No, I just don't think ring is like I think maybe at its worst in this matchup. Let's try this. The Scales mulligan well or bad? Yeah, mulligans reasonably well. I think that it has a lot more consistent keeps than most players give it credit for whatever that's worth. Hopefully they have an ignoble hierarch, not a halfling. Have we gotten matched up against Bowmaster yet, or only Living End? We beat Scam. They played Bowmaster against us. And halfling is so good. It just has 2 toughness. That's crazy. Yeah, let's go. I guess I could go Zabaz. Let's go Zabaz Ozolith. You know, play Ozolith first. It matters a ton. And then next turn I can go Ballista X equals 1. Zabaz 3 counters, 7/7 Ballista. They do have some fatal pushes in their sideboard, but I need to do this now so I can get the counters from the Ozolith on it. I also have a backup Ballista. Oh, 8/8 Ballista. Creativity is still popular after demand 2 Orvars? I think so, yeah. I think so, yeah. I have been playing against it some, but oh right, this is not. So let's go ahead and kill the halfling. And then I think we send at least 1 damage at the Young Wolf, so it's not a great. They can't go Eldritch Evolution into Grist Or they can't. They can still go evolution into Grist, but they can't do it and also sack the young wolf. Well, I guess we could kill the young wolf in response. Okay, this is fine. Wait, why are they pinging my bowmasters? What am I? I don't know. This is a 6/6. I don't need to worry. Where are you playing bag end? We have a Zabaz that we want some white sources for. Could be bad to play the Horizon lands now with the ring, but I think I would at least play. I would play one for sure. I'm probably supposed to kill this orc army too because of quarter calling. Pile on. Okay, we'll just let this happen, and then Ozolith onto the second Hangarback. Obviously, a little punished for waiting on this. If we had seen pile on like open Decklist, maybe a little bit easier to play around. They're still like pretty destroyed too. They only have, I guess, they're drawing up to 3 cards. I have to play Boseiju as a land. I'm pretty sure I'm playing both this turn. It's only 1 extra counter to spend 2 more mana. I think it's way better to get a 2/2 Hangarback out here, especially with the Saga eating up my mana potential. And I'll just kill this. Bowmaster with Soulscar Mage seems good enough for a Black Prowess type of deck. I mean, there's like barely any synergy there. I don't know. I wouldn't read too much into that. There's a little bit of synergy. Okay, probably cutting a Stirrings is just so important to dig. We'll cut an Ozolith. It's like putting a minus counter instead of a damage is like already kind of marginal. Ooh, I'll keep this against Yawgmoth. Twilight Mire go, huh? So if they're gonna keep a Twilight Mire hand, maybe they have Force, so maybe we can Stirrings for a jar. Called shot. And maybe they just, have a hand like this. Yawgmoth, Thran Physician. Idea for a combo deck. Maybe we can round it out. I was thinking playing good interaction in the ring. I think it has legs. Yeah, I was playing good interaction plus the ring for a while, and I ended up finding that good interaction plus Edgar Charmed Groom was better, because they're both legendary 4-drops that are good at multiples because you want to legend roll them. But Edgar gives you board presence and tempo, and in a vacuum in this metagame. What the fuck? JMC 451 with the 25 gifted subs. All 25 of you better think JMC. I will think you also JMC. What the fuck? Why? We have 4-1 the last league, losing the Living End, which is weirdly like your best matchup, but it's okay. Sometimes that happens. We beat Hidetsuga Consumes All, and we beat Glimpse combo, which is maybe your worst matchup, so we'll take it. Alright, let me, I think, just make a Construct this turn. This may be like a Construct plus Shadowspear kind of game. 8 deck tags. Oh, they're gonna Court of Calling. You'll love to see it. I mean, a lot of Yawgmoth players just don't know how to play around Cage. Like, they've never been made to. Did JMC say anything? I didn't see anything. They just, like, don't have to play against Cage. How does Grist and Cage work? I mean, you can't court for Grist through Cage. It's still a creature. Grist does work? Why? It's a creature. Creatures in graveyards and libraries can't enter battlefields. Does it actually work? I think I'm just getting another Welding Jar. Like, I don't see how my opponent gets out of this without a lot of disenchants. I can't like chump block with the stuff forever because we have the Cage. Something. Yeah, Demonic Tutor's recoiling in horror as Aspiring Spike plays an extra sideboard card against Yawgmoth, something no one has ever done before. I've been doing it a lot lately. I really recommend, like, literally just play like an extra needle or a cage, and the Yawgmoth matchup always becomes so much easier. Pretty good draw, huh? I probably should have just attacked first. Ruined a lot of mill leagues back in the day convincing people to play Emrakuls, but it's just like it just costs so little to beat the Demonic Tutors decks. Just a sideboard card. Made first respike coffers yesterday qualifier their black cards like 2 different decks. Yeah, it is like 2 different decks. It is. Although I'm weirdly like undefeated against coffers with the non-coffers build. You think the build that goes bigger is better, but the Field of Ruins and like more consistency is a big deal. In a way that like back when Yorion was legal was so much harder to do also. Yeah, we 4-1 the last leagues. We're 5-1 on the day, losing only to Living End, which is a like, matchup I like. Basic Forest. Very few rings in top 32. Yeah, there's a lot of tournaments to look at last weekend. The challenges, the European tournament, the showcase qualifier. A lot to look at. My opponent's gone Forest, Plains, Prismatic Ending. I don't know what to make of this. I think I'm just going to Stirring Zabaz. How's 4-color versus Scam matchup? Is it 50-50? I guess it is 4-color. I don't know how the 4... So I think that it's very close between Scam and 4-color. I don't think that it is like very clear who is favored in that matchup. That being said, it's a very high variance matchup. And I guess one thing that's kind of interesting, frustrating, I don't know exactly what word you want to use, but click the 1-drop, I think. But it's like, it's just kind of like one of those matchups where if Scam high rolls, if they have like, you know, turn 2 Blood Moon, if they have Scam Grief, they're going to be in good shape. And if they don't have that, they're going to be in bad shape. And there's kind of, there's really like, I think, it's like the long games for 4-color always go 4-color's way, it seems. And like play draw matters so much. It's a very swingy matchup despite being like mathematically close is my current polarizing is a good way to phrase that, I guess. Like when we were playing the 4-color deck, we were crushing Scam, but we also like just kind of happened to have mostly games that went long. I think we're gonna go Patchwork Zabaz Raptor here. How good is Scales? It's like, it depends on what scale you want to measure it on. Yeah, Bowmaster very good, for sure. They got 3 cards still. Now they have Domain as well. Fable looking pretty bad. Fable's so good on turn 3 in these kind of games, and like pretty anemic, like any turn after that. Do you think I want to maintain my life total? Especially if they get like Norn plus Omnath, they can be like blasting me for 4, and I do have the ring here. How much power does the ring lose with that protection clause? I don't know, it doesn't matter. It has the protection clause. It's like, it's hard to imagine, like, you know, it would be significantly worse. Fringe playable maybe, but it's just like, it has the protection, we don't need to worry too much, right? Well, we have lethal. My opponent's also a deck full of removal spells and 2 cards in their hand. So we're going to take some time to think about how we're going to sequence this turn. I think what I want to do is play a Ballista with 1 counter, sack the Patchwork Automaton, get a lot of counters on the Ozolith, And then try to put these counters on the Ballista. And if it doesn't work, we still have the counters on the Ozolith, and we're not like so in on the... And then we can just play Hangarback post-combat. I guess we could play Hangarback pre-combat for the extra counter. Also, if my opponent like targets the Ballista, I have the option of like sacking the Ravager to kill like most of my opponent's stuff here. Oh, I can also just kill them if they're going to tap out for a Solitude. So I love that. That's pretty cool. Right, I have lethal. Oh, maybe not. So animate the Nexus. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 counters. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 counters. Okay, that's lethal. If there's a Scales in play, it's more to put it on the Ravager, and that shouldn't be any different. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. Oh, fuck, I just didn't let the thing resolve. I'm so dumb. Oh, fuck, I just clicked through it for no reason. It's okay. It's fine. Good PT testing. I have 2 lethal Nexuses next turn also. Fuck. Just like didn't let them resolve for no reason. Discards a Nissa. 2 new cards in hand. It really needs a ring. Or can they kill me this turn ever? 6 plus 4. I'm gonna do a bolt if they have a bolt. Yeah, that's not, it's a mistake that's like you don't make in paper at least for sure. Interesting to minus to fairy. Yeah, because I have the Pendelhaven, I just have 2 lethal Nexuses, and I don't even think there's any 2 cards they can have. They can't. There's no like Solitude plus Bolt. I'd already be dead to a Bolt. Yeah, I just didn't let the modular on, or I didn't let the sacrifice on modular trigger resolve before sacking the Ravager. I just thought they were F6. I was trying to play fast. Go to the next one. Ephemerate. Yeah, they can have Ephemerate. It's like they need like Ephemerate or Bolt plus the Solitude. Shout out to Pendelhaven. Yeah. Mistake. Yeah, it's definitely a mistake that you can't really make in paper. It's hard to make in paper. I like keeping the Stomping Grounds in just because they give you a lot of Boseiju lands. I bring in 1 Needle. 1 Mite is good for sure, I think, with the ring and binding. I don't know if I want to play 2 Mites or not. I don't think I want to play Jar. Like, they are going to have some number of Force. I guess 1 Jar is probably fine. They're going to have some number of Force and Boseiju, but they have so much exile-based removal, I don't think you want more than 1. I think the Shadowspear is an easy cut. You can cut the Ozolith, cut Stirrings for... Alright, looks fine. Yeah, Skills is looking fine today. I tried to find a build that had more Springleaf Drums so you could like cast rings a bit earlier. I was having a really hard time fitting more drums into the deck. Could be good to play the Hangarback instead. They didn't have a prismatic ending, so I'm not like really expecting to have end of turn removal spell. They would have pending the drum. But maybe they wouldn't have. You really want to get the Ravager out against like the exile based removal. Okay. Although they just have 2 pieces, that's fine. Not just gonna let this go underneath because we have Haywire Mite. We also have Boseiju, so let's just go Hangarback Walker and probably like end of turn channel Boseiju. It's always kind of tough to give them the extra mana this early. Yeah, I think facing a Nissa we have to do this now. Could also just not, but Ravager is really nice to have, of course. We can play Ring and Scales. We can play it in Hammer too. You know, Scales having Ancient Stirrings is a big part of the reason why you can play the Ring here. It's I think harder to play in Hammer, but you know the Ring is pretty broken. But it's better in this deck than it would be in Hammer. Finds a Solitude, plays a Fable. So untap, draw Ozolith. So it would be great here to draw a land off my ring so I can cast the Ozolith. Awesome. Shout out to Bag End. Would the ring be more or less broken if it wasn't legendary? It would be probably a little worse if it wasn't legendary. It would be really close. You'd see like more like shielded builds even, I think. So discard planes. They're going to Solitude 2 mystery cards. They're going to lead on an Omnath. So if one of their 2 mystery cards is a fetch, we're in trouble, maybe. Although, if maybe not also, because like we just have the ring and they don't. We can start drawing a Scales in any of these games. Yeah, that's the thing about Scales, is your deck is good without it, is something that's really, really exciting about this deck to me. It's like, you just don't, like, when you draw that card, your deck is like so much more powerful, but you just don't need to draw it either. Like, you're mostly just like affinity, and then like, happen to have everything work with Scales. So they find another Omnath. They have 8 total mana this turn. 9, I guess. Oh, sorry. I'm going to put this cup over here so I stop messing with it. Okay, so targeting the Ravager. So we're going to go sack Ravager to itself, I think. I don't think I'm sacking anything else. Modular and Hangarback Walker. Counter on the Ozolith. So they get the token. They remember we have pro everything, though. So we take 1 down to 16, put this trigger on the stack, then draw 2 to see what we're getting with the Saga. 2 Patchworks is really interesting. A Haywire Mite to kill their Fable could be the correct play here. Alternatively, we could go Zabaz and go Patchwork, Jar, Zabaz to sack the Hangarback Walker. That seems really powerful, and I think that's what we're going to go for. Let me just think about it one more second. The Mite is also really good this year. Let's go Mite. I just have a much easier time, I think. Like, I just don't need to destroy my Hangarback this turn, actually. I do need to stop them from going Fable Solitude. Like, if they answer my ring and then they have loose Solitude, it's so bad. Also, getting 2 life here is not inconsequential with the ring. This is really good. It'll be very interesting to see how they attack. So how do we feel about... I guess I don't really want to block the Omnath because they have a second Omnath. I want to jar here. Probably going to be fine to jar there. Evoking Solitude, pitching the other Omnath. And they're going to target my Hangarback Walker. So I gain 3 counters on the Ozolith, regenerate the Patchwork, take 4 down to 16, tap Patchwork. They've got 1 mystery card in their hand. That mystery card is Chalice on 2. Okay. That's good. Let's draw 3. Okay, not really much to do besides play another ring. Kraken. So I only brought in 1 Mite. If we go to game 3, I'll bring in the second Mite. That's the best draw. The ring is so broken. So broken. Okay, that's good news that they played the Chalice on 2 before the Chalice on 1. That was probably the best possible. We get on to 12, draw another land, then draw 2 1-drops, which we can play. Finally found a Scales. So we could forget about their protection from everything, or we could just pass. Let's just pass. Well, to be fair, this other Chalice like wasn't really doing anything else this game, right? They leave in the Shadowspear. I feel like I so often board out the Shadowspear and regret it in this matchup. Okay. That's a Chalice count 2. This Chalice has been great for me so far. I was not expecting this Chalice to be so good for me. Yeah, they could have done on 0. But I actually have no more Welding Jars left in the deck, so like it's not doing anything else. My opponent, clearly not used to having Chalice on 2 in play. Okay, good PT testing. Good PT testing. Well, I think we and I have a build without Emry because it's like the thing is it's actually weirdly very tough to play Emry. It's very tough to play Emry and the Ring in the same 75 because like you have to play Bobble with Emry. You have to play Asmo, Cookbook, Daredevil. Like you can play 3 Daredevil, but the list just gets so full so fast. Scalding Tarn, Blood Crypt, Inquisition. Interesting. Just go on a Hangarback Walker here. Turn 1. I feel like 5 times a day I say don't play Karn unless your deck is capable of making tons of mana really fast. I feel like I say that every stream, like 3 times a day. Don't just put Karn in your deck as a 4 mana spell. You need coffers, you need Tron, you need like amulet mana. Otherwise it's not playable. Yeah, they don't have Gigantha. Wait. Oh, they're creativity. They're like a giant creativity. With brutality, like the more reanimator focused build. Okay, so let's go Zabaz Ravager this turn. On slotting Asmo into your mono red breach 8+ deck. We had that in some of our like earliest drafts of that deck last year. It was maybe 2 years ago. It hasn't necessarily been something I've thought was correct. Should go put the counter here. Put it here to play on a 3rd removal spell. Could be a little bit better. They have 3 cards in their hand. Tap Dwarven Mine. We draw Inkmoth Nexus for turn. I guess we're making a construct. And then I'm either getting another Zabaz or an Ozolith. I think I don't have enough resources for Ozolith. Let's just get a Zabaz. You have to go Inquisition into brutality, into push, into creativity. They can win. They wanted it more. It seems like they wanted it more. Fuck. What a curve. Still a hard matchup. So close to like, if we just like, if this land is not Saga, I don't know, it's okay. It's okay. Sorry, I lost. Okay, gonna bring in the Orvars, gonna bring in, I usually bring in Needle against all the Rin decks. I'm gonna want the jars against this version of Creativity too. I cut the Shadowspear, cut the Ozolith. I think I'm trimming a Hangarback Walker, trimming a Stirrings. Oh, I can also keep the 4 Stirrings and just cut the 2nd Caverns. Cut the 4th Ring, although it's not bad here, I think. I want to trim 1. Okay, got 2nd Ozolith, which I don't do often. Something's telling me to do it here. Go for Drums to the Zabaz. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm mostly just like not playing around them like going into creativity. We got Droma Saga, Ravager beyond the Feta. Oh, yeah, you're right. We could have played the Ravager, so that would have been... That was actually probably just the line. Okay, on the play. The keep. Patchwork on turn 2 is pretty important in this matchup. Let's get a ring. Being able to play that turn 4 in this matchup seems pretty nice. And I also want to play test what it's like to play ring on turn 4 in this matchup, of course. Next turn we're gonna go Scales Ravager, which maybe means we can't turn 4 ring. Dingo's played my mono black deck. Yeah, I was chatting with Dingo a little bit about the list over the weekend. What he thought about it, if he had any ideas for it, so hopefully he comes up with some good tech for me. I subbed to his Patreon too. You all should as well. What's my favorite modern deck? Vampire Box. I don't know. It's been my secret Pro Tour deck this whole time. Oh, sorry, it's down here. Because it's so secret. I have to put it down in the other Yeah, we've recently gone up to the full 10 playsets of Edgar Charmgroom, and we're main decking Undead Slayer for the mirror. It's just how inbred Modern's become. Thanks Modern Horizons 2. Interesting. Don't need another red. So now I can cast the ring next turn. That's actually an interesting dynamic. Like, if they're Boseijuing you, you just get to, it's better for your ring plan. Or so before, you can only play 10 playsets of a card. Overwalker with Scales, 6 and 1. Took an extra life for no reason. I tapped this for colorless, right? You always have to take a damage here on bag end. I thought if I tapped this for like a color, then I took an extra damage. Oh, I tapped this for Scales. I could have tapped this for Scales. That's what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So are they dead? They're dead pretty often here, right? So just one. So sack here is 2 counters. 2. Yeah, I need to find an artifact. Okay, Zabaz definitely should be lethal. Yeah, it's super lethal. I don't need to count. Although I have to I'll let my triggers resolve this time. Oh, maybe it's not super lethal. It is still lethal. I thought it was gonna be 1 or 2 over, but I'm actually just at Xaxes. Well, a lot of times you're just in this like same situation. Like it's just always like Ozolith, Zabaz, Ravager, Patchwork. These counters is a kill. And notably, wondering just sitting in the hand there, but it was also good in the hand. Do I offer coaching? No. Other people do though. You didn't sack the Ravager. Oh, sorry, that's why I didn't sack the Ravager before the Ozolith trigger. Of course, that was more damage. I was like, this is like way less counters than I expected. It was still lethal despite the fuck up. Let's keep this. I like that we can needle Rin in 6 turn 1. Stuff for roasting, yeah, that's for free. All stream, every stream. A bitter reunion? I didn't discard an Archon, thankfully. Alright, gonna play Patchwork. Good draw. Well, their hand must not be very good. Let's prioritize getting a Ballista down this turn so that we can ping a token. Good to have drawn a land also. Should I play? I guess if I knew that the card was in their deck, I could have played the Ballista on 0. The other one. Looking for a ring. No ring. I think I'm also gonna just play the Ballista. They ping it, we ping the Ren down to 1, and can maybe like fly the Zabaz at the Ren. Oh right, so it destroys, it's not 3 damage, of course. Never mind. We flooded, you know, we could still win. They're not flooded, they have a creativity. They're not flooded. Okay, that matchup's still awful. Always has been. Imagine if I was on the draw. It's on Gigantha. Let's prioritize resolving Ozolith, I think. I don't think it's very likely we get a Patchwork countered, but they could spell Pierce this next turn. It's better to play Stomping Ground, but there's a good chance that we play it tapped and just play 2-drop next turn. We ended up drawing a 1-drop, so I guess I will shock here so that they don't have like an easy pierce on curve. And then I think we take the Ozolith. A land for Wandering would be fine, although if they really think about spell pierce a lot, that's probably not the case. But Ozolith is also like really good here. Yeah, maybe it is 4 Delta. Maybe I haven't leaked the tech yet. Seen the Pioneer Pia deck? Yeah, I've seen it. That deck's fine for sure. If we shock there, we don't take damage from Karplusan Forest. Yeah, I literally just talked about. Wait, did I tap Forest for Stirrings again? Okay, if I did, that was messed up. I did shock though. I did shock to play around Spell Pierce, but I think I did tap the Forest again. I've taken 1 damage from a Channeler hit. I took 1 from the Forest, 2 from the Stomping Ground. Yeah, I did again. I just like have locked in my brain. I'm casting this, tapping this for the Stirrings. So I take my Ravager, which is makes sense. All right, my opponent is not necessarily a reader, although they maybe do it. They're actually just probably doing this on purpose for the old double Delirium race. To be too upset with that. Okay, down to 9, dead to a bolt. Although if they had the bolt, they probably would have just bolted me. Seems like a good turn to just ring, though. For Joe, Hangarback Walker specifically, I would probably play it on 0 for 2 extra damage. Ring is really good against Channeler, too. Like, they have to attack into the pro everything. I can just ring again and then, like, Shadowspear. Or draw the Shadowspear naturally as a play. So I can go Zabaz, Ring, Shadowspear, equip Shadowspear for +7 to this Patchwork, making it 10 power, forcing a double block, gaining me 10. That should work. That should be good. I need to make sure I assign more damage to the Death Shadow so it doesn't survive post-trample. Oh, come on, opponent. Oh, come on. Okay, just dying. My opponent says they don't call it Life Shadow. Wait, what? Wait, no, hold on. I just totally miscounted, I thought. I totally miscounted. I'm not dead though. I'm dead to Shockland plus removal spell and Zabaz. I totally thought they were lethal if they were block. I should have double counted. Okay, they have the drown. They have to have exactly a Shockland though. So I should have just played a ring, I guess. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I mean, I deserve this, I guess. Fuck. Easy to punt through it with scales. Oh yeah, we have the life from the ring too. Should have just played a second ring. I really thought they had the double block though. I should have double counted my math. Yeah, and then 1 damage from Karplusan Forest. Although I would have still been dead to the ring. Yeah, man, you could maybe is correct to play Groves. Now I was thinking about that because like your life total is like lower in your ring deck or higher in your ring deck. It's worse against opposing ring decks. I don't know. Let's bring in like 1 jar. Although, no, I need to bring in Needle for explosives too. Yeah, that's true. I also just needed to trample onto just the 3/3. I just thought that they were dead after the damage. I don't know why. Has there been good scales? I think it's been good, yeah. I think it's maybe correct not to play 4. But 4 hasn't felt bad either. Should have won me the game last game. I think our matches against Omnath and Scam have also shown like just how good having the ring is in those kind of matchups. Like we just totally didn't care about the number of removal spells my opponent drew because I was drawing so much with the ring. And being like a really proactive linear aggro deck that is an artifact deck that can Stirrings for the ring, sack this to Ravager, is pretty interesting dynamic too. But it's again, the ring is also just it's just a broken card, and I'm gonna try to play it at the Pro Tour. Having the Stomping Grounds for extra Boseijuable lands has been nice. I think you really need to play 1 Stomping Ground for like Boseiju. It's going down to 3 seconds on their sideboarding. Yeah, I've been trying to mess around with Shrapnel Blast ring and haven't really figured it out. I think I need to lead on Scales. Is it more broken than a Ragavan turn 1 or a Burn with Fetchlands turn 2? I don't know. Ragavan has felt so bad lately, though, I will say that. I have been, like, very unhappy to register Ragavan lately. Okay, opponent's tanking on their keep. Tanking on their keep. We lost to John the Creativity this league, and we lost to Living In last league. They do have a Thoughtseize. Probably taking Ozzy. Alright, your turn. Well, Ballista was a great draw, seems. Ever worked on an Urza Ring build? I've messed around with Urza Ring. Urza kind of sucks. 8 4-drops is kind of awkward in a deck that's like so fragile to your mana being disrupted like Affinity. Gab, thanks for the raid. Playing some Scales today. Just jamming 4 rings in it, and it's been, you know, surprisingly, unsurprisingly pretty good. Punting like usual with Scales too. Punting like usual. So I'm gonna play the second Zabaz. I want to shock here so I have this activation up if I need it. Pretty sure if my opponent cracks their fetch, I'll just kill the Channeler in response, and then I'm still in a position where they can't bolt the Ballista or heat the Ballista. We had those artifact lands, I think Urza could be viable. Yeah, I don't know. They're heating Zabaz, which makes enough sense, I suppose. Your turn. I have a 7/7 Ballista, can't be heated. My opponent concedes before drawing their card, and they're Drown in the lock deck. What are we doing right now? We're PT testing. We're just maybe they're not. No, we saw Drown last game. Yeah, we're just PT testing. Teferi, Slows the Sunset has a possibility in 4-color, untaps Ring, Halfling, Manama, digs for more threats. I mean, the card, like the thing is, like 4-color doesn't want more 4-drops, is the problem. This is a weird hand. Imagine an Alpine Moon. We have a full house, and we have a 3 of a kind and 2 pairs, a fuller house. It is cool. You can get Springleaf Drum Saga, but I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, gonna keep this one. I think I put back either the Ring or Scales. Let's put back Scales. The Saga, if we play Saga turn 2 and use it to get Drum, it jumps us from, you know, 3 to 4 mana for Ring, maybe. I feel like we're probably going to see the Hangarback Walker get taken. Taketh. How many hours a week am I devoted to testing? All of them, I guess. I don't know. I just kind of go until I can't every day, then go to sleep and wake up the next day. I think the Ravager. We'll play the Jar this turn because of Ledger Shredder, which they maybe aren't playing anymore, but that's the habit I'm in. It's also like, it's only bad if I draw exactly Patchwork Automaton. I get a little bit punished. QX, 6 months, thank you. Dragon Regis Channeler. They played their first game so fast, I don't know what happened. If they removal spell my Walker, I do think I'll use my Jar. Four cards in their hand. What's the reason for the 4 spell pierce in the sideboard? I mean, that weekend, like, Living In was something I really wanted to super heavily I wanted to like leverage more against Living End and Creativity. I don't know if I would play the 4th pierce on the board now, but I'm also not really saying what I would play instead, I guess. I feel like I just need to kill this Channeler. I guess I could also leave the Ballista in play and respond to a removal spell. Let's maybe do that. Could get Zabaz modular onto here. If I don't kill the Channeler now, I'm maybe not going to have a chance to. How scared am I of racing it? I'm honestly like pretty scared of it. A really big problem though, if I ping here, they kill this, and I get Drum and I have no way to green for Stirrings. Let's let the iteration resolve. Let's let them have Delirium. Because we're also throwing away the option to like kill their Bowmaster in response to ping. And maybe we need to be more scared of Bowmaster because we have the ring in our hand. We're scared of Surveil getting Delirium. We should have main phased it. Well, it's a bit different. Like if they just don't have a sorcery, there's a lot of situations where that doesn't work, but it's fine to not. Oh, they already had a sorcery in the yard. Sorry, I thought they were missing a sorcery in the yard. Then I think we're just always letting that go then. Any attacks? Okay, I'm gonna trade Thopter for Bowmaster. This gives them Delirium though. I think I'm still happy enough to take it. I don't know. It's also tough if they kill my Ballista after Delirium. But I have a ring in my hand, and if I draw a land, I can cast the ring next turn. Not through a drown though. I did draw a land. I think I have to cast the ring this turn because I just can't cast it next turn. Oh, although. Now what? So you just still get the drum, animate Nexus, cast Ancient Stirrings. Another Saga? Probably just getting another Saga. Maybe they would Spell Pierce this, maybe not. Maybe they're getting a little flooded despite having Channeler all these turns. Gantha in the hand really fast. Maybe they have Drown. Could beat a Drown. I'm gonna go just make a token and cast a Scales. If this baits the Drown, I think I'm happy enough. Also really happy if they cast Giganta next turn. They have another Archer. Terminate, okay. Does let them use this mana kind of efficiently. I also wanted to use my mana for the Scales. Here it is, Giganta, Mystery card. They just put a Mishra's Bauble in the graveyard. They're doing a new one for turn. I can ring next turn even if I don't draw anything, because I can't get Zabaz. But now they're hellbent. They're attacking me for 3. This is gonna be a very interesting turn. Yeah, seems like we just still get Zabaz. Still get Zabaz, but now don't necessarily have to. Maybe it was good to tap Drum so we could draw Urza Saga. This is gonna be a good. This is a really good draw. This is kind of gonna stabilize me if they don't top deck a Drown. Have I decided whether ring improves skills or not? It's felt great. It's like it's been the one ring. It's been a really good option. So I guess we go for Scales Walker, activate Zabaz. This is worse against Dress Down, and Ring is worse against Spell Pierce. But either way, they had to top deck it. Bolts Zabaz in response. Well, you can't destroy the ring with Zabaz. That's kind of interesting. So I get to block the Shadow, take 8, then take 2 and die. I'm just dead. This is just right. Just double check now. Okay, just dead. Obviously punted game 1. Tough match. Okay, on the play. Wonder if this is coffers or no coffers. Night's Whisper, huh? Frodo was hardly less terrified than his companions. He was quaking as if he was bitter cold, but his terror was swallowed up in a sudden temptation to put on the ring. It's pretty good. Right. Smack you for 3 or for 4. I may field my Saga here. Main phase, push my Hangarback Walker. Thank you for the 3 tokens. Why main phase this? I can Bowmaster a token, maybe? Here I think we have an easy Construct plus Maybe it's not so easy between Zabaz and like if I knew that they were on coffers or not coffers. Like if they're on coffers, I get Ozolith because of Damnation. I guess that's probably the main way I'm losing this game. So let's just do that. I think Zabaz is short of lethal, right? Zabaz is 3. I don't have the Ozolith in play. Yeah, it's a little short. Just coffers is way more popular than non-coffers. Yeah. Okay. So we did successfully play around Damnation. It's a little bit of a problem because of these Field of Ruins. Oh. Well, I mean, I guess we should be probably just happy to play this. It's really bad if they have Karn. If they don't have Karn, this is, you know, phenomenal draw. Even if they, you know, double field me, I'm not too bothered. I do have 2 basics. Spike, why no coffers? They do have the Karn. I can kill the Karn, though. Coffers is just the worst card in the coffers deck. It'll be if we put the counters on the Nexus and attack last turn, then my opponent can't tap out for Karn. They get Liquid Metal Coating for no reason, probably. I don't know. Maybe they have another card in their hand. Can't imagine that's the right answer. Even with another card in their hand. Maybe they don't realize. I guess they probably just don't realize I can kill the Karn. Do you think Karn can be played in my version without coffers? I say like 3 times a stream, every stream, that Karn the Great Creator is not playable unless you have a way to make lots of mana like coffers or Tron or amulets. I say this multiple times a stream, every stream. Miss Lethal? I did not miss Lethal. Are we drawing first? Because there's a Karn the Great Creator in play. You can't draw with a Karn the Great Creator in play. Just chatting. I guess they can't Field of Ruin me, so I don't need to animate the Nexus. Try it. Spike, why don't you play coffers in your deck? I just don't get it. I'm so confused. Just every day it just comes more apparent coffers is the worst card in coffers. No, I think it's actually better to deal them 3 so that I can try to find a Lethal Ballista. Yeah, I didn't even use Karn. Spike, we should add Karn and coffers. Add Karn and coffers. Both these cards always are so good. You find Ballista, 3/3 Ballista though is not quite 4/4. Let's take it. But I think instead of casting it, we'll go Patchwork Zabaz. Have you ever tried not responding to very obvious questions? I mean, I do sometimes, but like, even if I'm, you know, being a little, you know, snippy, or if I am bantering with you about your wrong suggestion, I am also trying to teach you how to play Magic better. You know, I'm playing it up a little bit for the entertainment value of the stream, but I want you to understand why I'm not doing things. I want you to learn and get better if you're asking these questions. It's okay to ask the questions. Unless I just answered it. Then how dare you? Okay, so we're on the draw. Gonna bring in at least 1 needle. Probably just 2. Karn is just so good against us. Down a Shadowspear, down a ring, down a land. Oh yeah, I want people to learn. Okay, opponent's on a mold to 6, mold to 5. Mite for like bridge. You can kill them with like Ballista. I don't think bridge is that good against you. Maybe, I guess for their rings though. Yeah, I probably should have a Mite actually. Well, they only have 3 cards in their hand. Could be right to play Saga turn 1. Let's not this game. You forgot needle? I thought for sure I brought a needle. I have multiple needles in the sideboard, and I brought them both in. Okay, well, just chat, I guess. The issue is Karn plus bridge. That's true. Although if you needle Karn, they usually can't bridge you. Although they're maybe going to be Field of Ruining my Saga. Yeah, so now we get to go double 2-drop. A meta full of greedy decks such as 4 colors and scales. A blue-red control deck with main board Blood Moon could be effective. This is the kind of like mental gymnastics to like justify your pet deck usually. Like, you know, with Peace and Love, this is what this sounds like. I don't know. I think I'm actually like maybe at an all-time low for main deck Blood Moon. It's just like specifically the ring. Specifically, the problem is the ring. The ring is like this colorless card that like they just get slammed through. Blood Moon is a big problem. Opponent again with the no card activate, but also like Yawgmoth, 4 color, Scam, Living End are all like pretty good against. We're all pretty good against Blood Moon also, which is the meta game. Okay, goodbye, Karn. Yeah, but if instead of playing a blue-red control deck, play Murktide, or if you want to play blue-red Moon. I wonder how important the needles are, because to me it looks like the stack ability of Karn is good against you. It is, yeah, but you also really don't want to let them minus Karn. You want to have it come down, not be able to plus or minus, then kill it. I'm probably gonna attack and put a Thopter. I'll just attack. Ooh, Coffer is actually mana. It's as good as a Swamp here. Oh, that card's better than the Swamp. Thankfully, I have my own ring. Honestly, Ring has been great so far. Ring has been great in the deck today. I think they have a 2-drop in their hand and they can't cast against Coffers. I could be wrong. That's what it really feels like, though. Should I Boseiju something? I could Boseiju the Coffers. It's about to like actually make the mana. Yeah, we've sacked to Ring to Ravager. It's not like a huge deal, but something. Alright, down to 10. Think playing Moto would leave someone with blind spots when playing in paper? Yeah, I think so. I used to play more paper than I played Magic Online back in the day, and then like COVID happened, and then played paper for years, and then there's definitely been some like growing pains transitioning back. But I'm starting to feel like my like paper habits have been getting better, and my like my live reads have been getting better. Okay, so we are 7-3 with scales today. Maybe we'll be 8-2 with like better play. Maybe be 9-1 better play. Maybe be 10-0. I'm gonna run it back. I don't know that I'll have time to finish this league because we're doing a team meeting in like an hour and a half.